Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Dimas Akhadi Putra, or you can call me Dimas. I'm from 4C class at Faculty English Education. Sorry, my bad. So to fill extensive reading assignment, I'm gonna make advertising video and I'm gonna advertise some book. The book title is English of Morphology by Dr. Alex. So yeah, this book was telling about morphology, like from the history, from the part of morphology, and then what the usage of the morphology itself. Okay, as all of you can see in the pictures was I already resumed the book about. So the chapter 1 was filling with the explanation about the historical of morphology, and the second one was the scope of the morphology, and also in the chapter 3 it explaining about what the definition of word. It's a very useful books that because as a student like me, it really helping me to know about what is morphology. You all don't need to doing more research just to know the basic things of the morphology, because this book was already telling about it. All of you is need do that is to do more deep research to know exactly and more deeper knowing about what is morphology. But if you need a basic knowledge thing about morphology, I can recommend you this book, because its book is very good for the student, and not only student, maybe for the other researcher if they really want to need other research for their research. So I really recommend this book for the student and also the researcher. Okay, as all of you can see in that, it's really giving a lot of explanation about what is root, what is base, what is term. The author was giving a lot of explanation about the morphological things, and the good side of this book was the author using a simple explanation about what is in the morphological things without using a complex word or something like can confuse us as the reader. But unfortunately for me, that was the beginner in the learning. I still feels confusing a little bit about this book when I reading it, because it lacked of the example of something like what is example of roots, what's the example of base, and any other things that didn't appear in this book. That was the minus point that I found in this book. Like it's lack of example. Maybe if I can suggest, the author can give a bit of example, so as the new learner for me that's still confusing a lot about what is morphology can visualizing it through the example, so it make us more like, when you read the book and you said, I know, I understand, that was I mean with the example, it can giving more clearly view and insight visual for the reader. And some good points that I found in this book was the author giving a lot of reference and also a lot of paraphrasing from the past researcher that already found the theory first, so you don't have to read many journal through the article or something to know the definition of some morphological stuff. Like you just read this book, and this book is giving you a lot of new knowledge and insight about it. The author also giving it in a clearly and also a simple words. But like I said, maybe as I suggest, it should giving more example to giving a visual things to us the reader, especially for the new learner like me. So I really recommend this book because this book was so good, and the learner for the research too. So yeah, I think that's all the presentation for me. And assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you guys. Don't forget to press the like button, and if you want, go to subscribe button.
Your negative thoughts, let me see what they say.
Another evening I'll be sitting reading in between your lines, because I miss you all the time. So